Hello everybody, this is Raimundo. So I just got back from I always say so every time I start, right? Just got back from a 6-mile run. I started at around 8 p.m, ended around 8:30. Actually I started like at 8:15 and I ended at 9. I was going a little slow. I'm talking about PM, night. I was going a little slow because I just felt like I was having vertigo, like in the middle of it. And I think it's partially because I'm not taking that much fats in, and my body is not being able to use fats so well because of the protein synthesizing as glucose or something like that. But reason I brought that up is because I actually calculated like what I would need to do if I wanted to, like how much cardio I would need to do in order to lose the fat, or try to attempt to lose the fat that I just took in today and yesterday. And the only reason why I'm acting like this, and the reason why I'm a little bit afraid of fat, is because I know the first few days of refeeding are rough after a long-term fast, and I'm being more strategic about it this time. So basically this is my second day of refeeding, and I didn't show you everything that I ate, but it's basically the same thing as the first day. Like about 4 meals of it already. I think 3 actually, but one of them I decided to have part of the salmon instead, so it was more calorically dense and stuff like that. So tonight I don't think I'm gonna try to be consistent about how many calories I'm taking in, and I know it's still pretty low. Like yesterday I had 1,500. Today so far I think I'm at 1,200, and so I might just up that up to about 1,600 or 1,700. But I'm actually planning on refeeding a little bit tonight with the it's called the keto brick. The keto brick finally came in, and I was initially going to break my fast with the whole thing, or maybe like half of it. I was trying to figure out what to do, but then I realized just how much fat it has. So even now I'm only going to have 1/8 of it, and I was also planning on having an Epic bar, even though that one has fat in it, but it's fine because because basically I'm being strategic to the point where I know it's going to provide about 20 grams of fat, which isn't too bad, because just like yesterday and today, the whole idea is to increase the fat over time so that eventually you can just do keto again without you making yourself like turn into the Michelin blimp or whatever, right? Because you're basically, for the first few days of refeeding, your fat cells are just sensitive, so it's like every time you give it a little bit of fat, it's going to want to store it right away. So it's like you're battling that, and that's what you're doing. So even so far I've only had in the last 2 days, today and yesterday, that is this morning, 60 grams of fat. So today I had about 40 grams of fat. Yesterday I had 20 grams of fat, and I'm planning on upping that pretty much when I get home. And I know it's like a few hours before I go to bed, but it is what it is. I don't really care. So I'm gonna have 1/8 of the keto brick and the whole Epic bar. So that's gonna be about 20 grams of protein, 20 grams of fat, and that's fine. But it's kind of ridiculous to imagine just how much protein I'm having, but it does start equating to like how many calories I'm taking in. So yesterday somehow I calculated it was about, because I had 2 of those meals, right? When I did my first day of refeed, I had 2 of those meals. I had about 375 grams of protein, and that sounds like a lot, because it's like, well, that's about 2 grams of protein per pound of fat you have, even a little bit more than that. And usually people like recommend 0.8 or something, and I don't even do 0.8 usually. I usually try to stick with, if I'm doing a consistent keto diet, like 50 to 60 grams of protein, maybe less, maybe even 40 grams sometimes, to really make sure that I stay in ketosis. But this time I don't really care about ketosis so much. My numbers are really bad. Today I tested as low as 0.4. Right now it's probably back at about 0.7, 0.8, but because of the 5-mile run. But around 5 p.m. it was about 0.4. Before that it was 0.6. But and then the day before that it was 0.7 after I had my first protein meal. So the reason why is because I'm having a lot of protein. I mean, because of gluconeogenesis and the conversion of the protein into glucose. So it's not a big deal. I don't really care because again, it's all about that initial fat you first have that really fucks with you. So whatever. So I'm basically being very like optimal when it comes to that side of the argument for refeeding, and then I'm like, you know what? Just go for a freaking run. Just do it. Do whatever cardio you got to do to equate to 500 calories burned in theory. 500 burned, right? So I did 5 miles. That's about 500 calories, I guess. But it's weird because of the fact that I'm not as effective at using dietary fat right now. The very weird thing, very ironic, or actually interesting thing is that my runs are not as are more difficult to do. Like I'm just feeling vertigo. It feels like I'm putting in a lot more effort than I normally do because for some reason doing ketosis stuff and being less like reliant on protein energy, I guess, allows me to be consistent about my running pace and kind of get into the moment of it. It's the weirdest thing. Everybody talks about how they need gummies and stuff like near the end, or like like if they're on a marathon, they need that like in the middle of the run. And I say like, no, I just keep going. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Like train yourself to keep going. But I think that most people are glycogen dependent, so I think that's why they think that way. They're like, wait, like I can't imagine not having that on a run. I'm like, really? Like I don't even need water. I can just keep going. I love it. So yeah. Well, you do need water after a while. Like, I mean, I didn't do a whole marathon, but I'm sure for me, like halfway through a half marathon, I definitely start to feel like 6-7 miles start to feel really dehydrated and stuff, and I need it. But everybody's a little different. So yeah, anyways, I'm just going to Whole Foods because I ran out of the biltong and I kind of still want to have that at least available. I'll get like 4 of them because they're 32 grams per. And so I noticed that it helped me out with my work day, like when I broke my intermittent fast, because I basically intermittent fast every morning now. It's like, why not? Why eat when you first wake up? That's the whole idea. So I almost never eat breakfast anymore, like in that sense, until like 11:30, maybe 12 p.m. And even then, most of the time I'm skipping that until dinner. Well, but like I was telling you, that's really effective if you want to get to having 1,200 calories a day. And that's what I was pretty much doing with just a bunch of fats for the most part. And it looked disgusting when I ate because I was eating a bunch of fats. But people don't conventionally associate low calorie with a high fat diet. So you would have to be really strict, which I was. But anyway, here we are. I'm at Whole Foods. So I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna get some water. I'm really thirsty. I have some water here, but it's like I put too much apple cider vinegar. See, I'm trying to be strategic about all this, making sure that I get everything crossed. Is it closed? Might have to drive the market. Nugget market.
Is it closed?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, okay, thanks.
They
didn't change it, so.
Oh, it used to be 10, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Thanks.
All right, have a good one.
You too.